Oh my god. Of course. Soul Uyen's request. Soul Uyen aches for your attention. Oh, look at me, look at me. I have a task for you. Leran is our beloved village, and we want it to always look lovely. And it can't look lovely without flowers blooming. No flowers bloom lovelier than everblooms. And here are some everbloom seeds. Take them and sow them here, there, and everywhere around the village. Simple as a dimple. Yes? Gotta love these quests. That's the summoning stone. Helping us grow flowers, are you? They'll make this house look so much lovelier. There used to be a city of mortals here, a great big bustling city called Verbert and Burvert, or some such, but the Sin Eaters came and everyone disappeared. Since we Plexies have been living here, and we've been giving the old houses our touch. Lovely, don't you think? Okay. Oh, I can't wait for the flowers to bloom. Perhaps I'll make pretty curtains out of them. You're done sowing the seeds? Thank you. This shall help Leran live up to its name, which means flower house, in case you weren't aware. We weren't always here, you know. We used to live deep in the lush forest. It was beautiful beyond compare, but it almost all of it was swallowed up by the light. For a while we roamed. We eventually found a place that men had abandoned. Together with our fellow Fey folk, we decided to make it our new home. The land is everlasting spring. This is our home, and it could be yours too, forever and ever 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 and ever. Ol Sigun. Ol Sigun. Ol Sigun's plea. Ol Sigun thirst for your kindness. Why did I say thirst? Mortal, 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 hear my plea. Our precious children are thirsty. I need you to bring them water. Who are our children, you ask? Who are our children? Why, they're the leafmen you see standing about our village. Adorable, aren't they? Now you'll need to go to Longmere Lake to draw the water. Once you have it, see that our children have a good drenching. Oh, but be warned, if Wuoff make their home in the lake, they tend to play rough, so have care. Yeah, I think that was an appropriate response to that. Yeah, it's a good time to start using my chocobo. To all the leaf men. You've given water to our children. Thank you so ever so much. They're all very dear to us. They wander into Ilmeg as strays mortals, but we grew attached to them and decided to take them in. You and yours would have been our children too, but the enchantment didn't catch as well as we'd hoped. It's never too late, of course. Islala hungers for your assistance. I'm so hungry I may faint. A little fruit will set me up alright. Will you go and fetch me some for me? Just outside the village you'll find a hillock. 2 great bell trees grow there. If you give them a shake, they should render up a sweet sugar bread. Beltree, a Beltree, a Beltree, a Beltree, a Beltree, a Beltree. Screw that, just teleport. I'm so hungry. Did you get the fruit? Oh, thank you ever so much. You saved me. You saved me from my boredom. You should have seen the look on your face when the bugs came down. Ah, you done me a great service, mortal. There's one thing we pixies are serious about. It's having fun. Dull and painful things, hate them. Seniors are dull and painful both, and so we hate them especially. You mortals try to fight those monstrosities, but there's no fun in that. Best to avoid them altogether, we say. Oh, Thancred, I thought it was one of the fairies. Onto the truth. Thancred looks just like you feel. How goes it, Firemac? So a mix of menial tasks and pranks. Yes, this pretty much sums up my own experience. They have no troubles worthy of the name. How long are we supposed to keep at this? They're clearly playing with us. Indeed, whenever I inquire how much more there's to be done, the answer is ever the same. A little. I doubt they have any intention of releasing us in the near future. Urianger once told me a story about the pixies. They're born from the souls of those who died as children, or so it's believed. Though they don't have the memories of their previous lives, the desire to have fun remains imprinted on their souls. So they live only to play, keeping hapless mortals for their pleasure for years on end, sometimes even until death. In the past, when I sought to identify the true nature of ghosts, I came upon a literature examining a similar subject. The soul was likened to a cord that resides in the ether, and its presence is what differentiates Wow. Okay, well, whatever. The soul is likened to a core which resides in the ether, and its presence is what differentiates us from such beings as sprites and arcane entities. Upon death, said core ordinarily dissipates along the ether that compose that flesh. However, it may be held together and bound to the corporeal realm, either by will of its owner or by means of certain arts. In time, the soul may regather ether onto itself to assume another form, or find newly emerged life in which to abide. The pixies may be one such instance of this. If ghosts are merely souls without bodies, what does that make us? I think you've become that which you fear most, brother dearest. However, the pixies may have come into being. If we leave them to judge when they are satisfied, they will never be satisfied. Nay, we must negotiate new terms with the creatures. But where to begin? It seems to me we would need at least one among them to sympathize with us. In the course of your chores, did any of you encounter a pixie who seemed even faintly amenable to reason? Faol. Ooh. What? You knew a pixie from before? Not only are you acquainted, but if you've entered into a pact, you might have mentioned this sooner. At any rate, I dare hope this will offer us a way out. Without further delay, then summon this Faol if you please. Oh great, I have to say Faol. Say your... with chat mode and say... Use your keyboard or the software keyboard to enter Faol to summon your pixie friend at the designated location. Cool. You could just, maybe just say it instead of making me type it out, but... immersion, right? A voice rings out in your mind. So my sapling has finally remembered about this lovely branch. But with such a half-hearted call, he may as well lop me off and cast me aside. I have no sapling. Now she's messing with me? Please, Faol. I need you. And as your idea of a fervent call, a sudden log could do it more fire. Oh my god. Oh, lovely est of branches. So, yeah, there's a... Please grant me your succor with an exclamation point. That didn't work. Where did I mess up? Oh, loveliest. Did I mess up on loveliest? No, that's an L. Branches. Please. Oh, I said grant. Grand instead of grant. Grant me your sucker. Why would they put such a long phrase there? You guys can't see it where I typoed, but I did.
You're late. I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting and waiting and waiting. But my sapling didn't so much as utter my name. Such a heartless thing he is. Cold and cruel and heartless!
Yeah, my expression's like, yeah, sure.
Another self-important little brat. Just what we need.
Reminds me of my childhood.
Huh?
Alright, I'm sorry. It was a joke. Honestly, just a joke.
I love that slow turn. Yeah, that was great.
But just now you called for me so earnestly, so fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you. Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Theo, the mold feel. It's been too long.
Matt Bloom. Matt Bloom.
Not long enough for you to think of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself. Now, let me make something clear. That mortal is mine. No matter what you do, he will never be yours. Never, never, ever!
Oh, not even a bit. But what about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone.
Wow.
And if you lay so much as a finger on my sapling, I'll scatter the contents of his bag all over your precious village. There'll be cold, hard metal, furry, festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and all manner of other terrible, unmentionable things. How would you like that,
All right. But will you not at least let us play with the twins? Just while the others go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
It seems we won't be joining you.
Aye! We'll reveal the hidden Firemac to you at once.
Finally.
So this is the true Ilmeg.
How are you feeling?
Better. I think I remember the way now.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me!
Jeez. Wonder what would happen if we did not have Fail at that point. For Alphinaud and Alize's sake, let us be quick. It would be a shame to return only to find that they had been made to play one game too many. Now, the place we seek is the abandoned manor of a nobleman and scholar, the Booksman's Shells. It's called after the fellow's vast collection of tomes, an agreeable habitat for our friend. I'm sure you'll agree. If we follow the path north, we should find the place. Come along. Oof! Let's see if I gotta go there. It's debatable which way is faster. Dun, 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 dun. And here we are at long last. I give you Urianger's humble abode. Come, let's see if he's home.
Urianger, are you in?
Unto a world weary of heroes, a hero wends his way. The Exarch did send word that thou wouldst seek me out, but ne'er did I imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon. Full glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails.
Look, finally, Urianger has something good
Run along,
on.
Ophelia. We will meet you outside.
He's not wearing this stupid Realm Reborn crap that he's been wearing for the longest time.
Another one for you to imbue, if you'd be so kind.
I take it thou hast met with our other comrades already?
I'm still missing your Stola. But yes.
That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. As for the rest, it beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Yulmore. Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity. As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come. There I saw the combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald. So fierce, in fact, that they did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful ilm at first, then yalm by yalm, and malm by malm in time.
Ilms are inches, yalms are yards, and malms are miles, if I remember correctly.
Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile. Black Rose. Its potency defied all reckoning. Once released, the gas took on a life of its own, wreaking untold carnage not only in Eorzea, but in the provinces of the Empire besides. From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel. Nor did the land itself escape unscathed. For spreading from the site of its release, Black Rose brought death to the very soil. To survive amidst the chaos and upheaval, men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might. Thus was the spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world. Nations worthy of the name did then cease to exist, and those souls brave and true who might have risen to restore order
Tataru dead. Crow dead. Dankra dead. You stole the dead. Alizé and Alphino dead. And me
were no more.
dead.
For the weapon spared not one, not even thee. An endless age of war, begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th umbral calamity which I did behold. No matter the cost, we must forestall this tragedy. To that end, I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery. That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency. Come. Dost thou recognize yonder chart?
It's the elements. It's a chart of the elements.
Indeed. 'Tis a rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source. As the chart maketh plain, our world is composed of 6 elements, in addition to which there exist 2 poles in fundamental opposition.
Fire beats ice, ice beats wind, wind beats fire. Only in Final Fantasy 14 where that makes sense. Lightning beats water, water beats earth, earth beats lightning.
Astral, the active. Umbral, the passive. As a reflection of the source, the first naturally compriseth the selfsame forces. Yet, curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature. To be specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral. Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned. A simple question which yielded a most unexpected answer. Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the first had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race. Yet 'twas only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes? I'm no etherologist, but it strikes me that the nomenclature of the first is rooted in the generation of the 2 forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects. Which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
"'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination. Yet what knowledge we already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events. The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of ether within the land. and according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings. Should such a weapon be unleashed even as the first were rejoined, replete as it is with light,
we would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity. Well, at least we have a better grasp of what we're facing. Our objective, however, remains unchanged. We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Ilmeg. Speaking of which, were you able to ascertain its whereabouts?
Aye. 'Tis all but certainly ensconced within Urianger, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake. To enter said stronghold, we must needs turn to the pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation. Henceforth shall I accompany you, and do all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
Urianger joined the party! Urianger, what was that? Oh, okay, pain. Oh, pain and suffering. Courting cooperation, Urianger fixes you with his gaze. My friend, ere I speak of the task at hand, there is a question I would pose to thee. What thinkest thou of mine appearance? Did you take up astrology? Did you lose weight? Did you take up astrology? Indeed. Though the night be lost behind the shroud of blinding light, doubt not but that the stars shine still. I have chosen to avail myself of their guidance, that I might navigate the sea of uncertainty that stretcheth before us. For a blessing, my prior students of astrology did not provide me with the adequate grounding in the art. But enough about myself. Let us speak now of our task. I did mention if we are to enter Lahigia. How do you say it? Whatever, Lahigia. We must needs gain the Pixies' cooperation. It is a simple matter, presenting unto them a suitable gift. I shall procure a selection of viands that shall please their palates. Thancred, pray assist me in this endeavor. Meanwhile, Firemac, I bid thee obtain that which will please their eyes. In these parts there abideth a Valken known for its beauteous wings, the hawker. I shall lend thee a receptacle within which thou mayest capture a weakened specimen. Oh. They're supposed to be weakened. That's like... What is happening here? thou art returned, wert thou able to capture a hawker? Ah, truly magnificent set of wings. I shall treat them at once to make fast their vibrant colors. The anchor too should return anon, upon which I shall ready all the items for presentation. Pray, take thine ease meanwhile.
"'Tis done. The pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts. Ah, lest I forget. White auracite, newly forged for thy use. Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary, our eternal enemies. Thus did I choose to abide in this ether-rich land, the better to fashion a trap for the Ascian's essence.
May I come in now?
Falling asleep again. God damn it.
You may indeed, assuming you've finished.
Why am I so tired today?
I did as you asked.
That's my girl, thank you.
Daddy's approval.
I should probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me. Which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether. I took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages, but on account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Minfilia, once we set forth, we are not like to return for some while. If thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Really? May I?
Of course, my dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire. Hast thou spoken to him of thine encounter with the Minfilia of Eld?
Oh, why am I so tired?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any. As you know, I freed young Minfilia from captivity in Yulmore some 3 years past. Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. It was there that she awakened. The Minfilia of old. My Minfilia.
Flashback power activate!
Tell me, what must I do to bring you back?
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel. One of many I have used that I might spread word of her enduring blessing and preserve the flame of hope. In my name, each has died, never having lived her own life. I have taken enough from these children. I will take no more.
Crap, I'm literally falling asleep in middle cutscene now.
What of your suffering? Your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden. But should she wish instead to become the master of her own destiny, then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
It is not their decision to make. It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's. You have ever watched over me, Thancred. Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her. Teach her. Stand by her as you stood by me. There is much and more she does not know. She needs a guide to show her the ways of the world, or she will never find her own path. When the time comes, you will find me here. Until that day.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
And then she was gone. Minfilia, the girl, claims to have no recollection of any of it. I have told her many things. Where we came from, what we fight for. But of that day, I have not spoken.
How do you want this to end, Thancred? Think about that.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
I'm sorry I took so long. It was so hard to choose. In the end, I settled on just the one.
That is well. Now, if all is in order, let us set forth for Lida Loran.
Lida Loran. Whew. Alright, sorry about dozing off, everybody. It's just sitting in one place for so long. And then there's like kind of warm in the room, you know, from the heater being on. Not a good recipe. Plus, I'm pretty sure I might be missing a couple hours of sleep. All that put together, it just makes it real easy to catch the tiredness, you know. So I got myself a little food to help me, you know, pick me up, give me a little bit of energy. And honestly, I'm wasting time. But yeah, I should be good enough for the rest of the stream. We weren't expecting you all back so soon. We had scarcely begun playing with the twins. That said, your gifts are truly wonderful. Let me tell you, the milk and honey and biscuits won't last a day, and the wings are our loveliest one we have ever seen. You've done us a great kindness, and it's Fey custom to return the gesture. If you desire anything of us, you need but name it. The key to the castle. Sol Ewan regards you with a munificent expression. So what is this? What is it that you desire? Rusty old coins like you mortals are wont to collect, perhaps? We are resolved to vanquish the Light Warden of this land. To that end, we desire entry to Lahigia. What a strange thing to wish for. You might as well ask for your death. But if that is what you want, who are we to argue? Very well, I shall speak with the others. You've clearly been busy, Urianger. Would you be so kind as to tell us what we've missed? So, like, things were like, bam, and you're like, whoa, and you're like, whoa, you're an astrologer now? I mean, yeah, I am. So that was the purpose of the gifts. Is there anything else you can tell us about this Light Warden? Aye, my lady, by circumstances most tragic, the Light Warden of this land is our king and ruler, Titania. It was not always so, of course. Our king fought the first Light Warden that threatened our home, you see? Fought it and won. But all the horrible light that came out and went and corrupted them, turning them into a new Light Warden. Now they're the king only in name, not remains of the wise and just ruler that used to be. We had no choice but to seal them in the castle. The magic for breaking the seal we divided into 4, and wove each into a different relic, to be kept apart until the time was right. And this is one of them. It's been in our safekeeping for years and years, and we decided to entrust it to you. Are you sure? Of course, custom demands it. Though you're most certainly going to your deaths, we thought we should at least let you try. That way we get to watch what happens. Of course, you can't break the seal unless you have the other relics too. The shell crown is in the with the Fwaf, and the stone scepter is with the Numo, and the crystal stones are with the Amaro. Crystal stones is crystal shoes. Good luck finding them all! The facts thus disclosed confirm mine own understanding. Our quest lieth now before us. First, let us hie into the lake, there claim the shell crown from the Fuath. If we can call to them before the untouchable gate, they will answer. Bum ba-da-dum bum. There is one unfortunate sad truth about Trust Dungeons, by the way. Since I will always be the tank, Thancred will never be with us. So, oops. Alright, so where am I going? Over there. I may have made a mistake. And I think this is actually a dungeon quest. And I don't like ending my recordings until I get a dungeon done. So... dungeon time? I don't think it's dungeon time. Hearken to me, O spirits of the water. We are come with an entreaty. Not in a talkative mood, apparently. I'm not exactly sure how the gate works. But the Fuath are water spirits. Perhaps we should take our search into the lake. Oh. I suppose a brief dip wouldn't hurt. We all know Thancred swims like an eel. What about you, Manfilia? I can swim well enough. Thancred taught me. Excellent. What about you, Urianger? I'm not sure if I've ever asked. Rather than swim, mayhap it would be more expeditious to walk upon the surface by means of magic. You too, Urianger? That you should be a kindred spirit. Worry not, my friend. I know some helpful tricks, and I should be more than happy to share them with you. Together, we shall conquer the waves. Well, aren't we a lively lot? And you have an entreaty for us, you say? An entreaty for mortals. What a treat! Aye, my comrades and I are on a quest to vanquish the Light Warden. To that end, we humbly beg the loan of the Shell Crown, which we are given to understand is in the safekeeping of your people. Oh, is that all? Of course, you may have it. You shall have it. Just like that. What do you want from us? Oh, no need to be so suspicious. The crown simply doesn't mean much to us is all. As a matter of fact, nothing means much to us, for we, Fuath, it's over before it's begun, and we couldn't care less what becomes of the Fairy King, nor the world for that matter. Have you said that? We would do so seldom have mortal visitors, and it would seem a shame to not make the most of you. Touch the untouchable gate and come hither to our domain, Don Meg. In your tongue, it means forbidden realm. Sounds forbidding, yes? And so it should, for we, one with the water, our home brought of ripples and waves and currents. Find your way through, give us thrilling sport, and we will give you the crown. Yep, dungeon time, and yeah. I'm not gonna end it here. I don't know, should I? This feels bad for YouTube if I end it right here. But you know what? I've already made enough pretense. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. Join me tomorrow or maybe later today. I don't know. I still don't know how I'm gonna release these episodes. But until then, this is Firemac saying, Toodles! See you next time!